take advantage of you. Think about this. I want you guys to put a different thinking cap on. You're owner of a company and you're just starting off, and you at that point in time where you can hire people, right? You got a budget of $80,000 and you need to hire the person to do sales for you. And you find a candidate that, you know, is the right candidate, thinks he's good for the culture and so forth. And, you know, you go to talking to him and so forth, and you know your budget is $80,000, but they are willing to accept 40. You can get 2 people for that. That's what companies do ultimately. If you don't know your value, nobody's going to stand up for your value unless you do. These companies aren't obligated to pay you what you're worth. And they're going to try to pull every bit of strings they can to win. It's negotiation. It's sales. Would you rather pay, you know, $100 for a pair of Nikes, or would you want to get a discount on it? Well, guys, you got to stop discounting yourself. Stop discounting yourself. You know, if you're worth $100, you worth your sneakers are worth $100, you're going to pay $100 for them. And if they're not going to do that, say no. It's simple. And if you need help with having these discussions and knowing if you're in this situation right now, you need help with, you know, talking about this sort of stuff to somebody, book a coaching session with me. We can go through it. Role play and all. But recruiters know how to create an offer that's competitive based on the school and candidate went to. So students coming from Stanford or MIT know what's an appropriate offer, and a recruiter won't offer anything less than it. Many of my students come from lower and poor income areas, so they don't have the networks or the touch points to negotiate against the initial offer. It's research. It's talking to people. Again, this is why Curly had to constantly and formally coach HBCU students of what Google salary ranges were. She said something she was actively discouraged by management to do. Well, that's why pay transparency is becoming so popular now. That's why I talk about this stuff now on this channel, because one, you get exposure to what people are making, right? If you are a product manager and you're going for, you know, Google, and you look at some of these articles that you see and you see how much money these guys are making, yet they're saying that the range is $250,000, but they offer you a role for $100,000. You can question that. You can question that. It's education. Therefore, you're going to be able to make a better decision. All right, that's what I wanted to hit on that topic, guys. I wanted to hit that one quickly. We want the world to be fair. We want everybody to have opportunities. We want everything to be equal. The reality of it is it's not going to be like that. And when you come to terms with that and understand that everybody isn't born the same, isn't in the, you know, situations that you want to be in, you recognize that you're in control of your outcomes ultimately, right? And, you know, life is unfair. Life is unfair. But at the end of the day, you're in control of your outcomes. I would say something right now. So my daughter, healthy 7-year-old, right? She had open heart surgery when she was 6 years old. And we found out this week that they're going to have to open her up again. Okay. You know, you say, you know, life isn't fair. Life isn't fair. We know that, but we're responsible for the outcomes of ourselves and the people around us. Right. And I just say this, when you hear all this stuff that goes on, just make sure that you have a good understanding of how you can make life fair for yourself. Comes with education and knowledge and so forth. Yeah, we understand life ain't fair, guys, but life isn't going to be equal and equality and all this other stuff. It's I don't see it happen that way. You're responsible for helping others, but ultimately everybody isn't the same. So it's never going to be the same. But ultimately, put yourself in a position to do better, teach, educate yourself, and you will have a successful and happy life. You know, I wish people were all paid, what they were worth, right? But that's just not the reality of it. I wish my daughter didn't have to have another surgery. But that's not the reality of it. Something that my wife and I and our family have to deal with. It's the reality of it, guys. It's the reality of it. Let me hit on this one. So we have a awesome company out here called My Tech Best Friend, founded by Mary AUDIT, who's the CEO of this company, and she's out here helping you to get into tech. Okay? Mary started her career in the tech as a self-taught systems administrator. She switched fields from doing sales work and pursuing nursing by completing a dozen IT certifications, like ServiceNow's training for a system administrator and professional scrum master. Now her full-time gig is helping others do the same. Over the past 9 months, AUDIT, the founder and CEO of tech education program My Tech Best Friend, helped more than 120 people land new roles in tech. She said that in some cases, she saw students go from making $40,000 a year to $100,000 in their new tech job. Guys, we're out here rooting. You got a community out here. You got a community, you got communities out here. No matter what you look like, where you're from, where you grew up at, you have a community out here that's looking to help you get into tech and get the money. Mary is one of them. Brother Rob, Master IT. Go get certified. Go get certified. Link is in the description of this video. You want to get in IT? I endorse Brother Rob. I endorse PBO. I endorse B2B. I endorse AI and me. There's many people out here that you can leverage to help you get there. And Mary is one of them. And she's built a business around it because she did it herself. And now she's helped over 120 people find roles into tech. Right? The philosophy behind the effort is connecting people with tech roles that AUDIT calls bored but paid. Her term for lucrative positions that often get overlooked. Focus on the roles that nobody else wants to do. Helps candidates find positions with high job security and high pay with lower barriers to entry, according to AUDIT. It doesn't mean that the roles are actually boring. It just means that more lucrative and hidden positions that a lot of people don't pay attention to. These jobs may include specialized roles such as engineers, system administrators, project managers for software companies like Salesforce, ServiceNow, SharePoint, and Jira. And people want in on that effort. In the first 24 hours of opening applications for the latest cohort of her tech education program, 700 people applied. Tech companies are paying attention to AUDIT meets with Microsoft and others to talk about staffing partnerships. So she's working with big time companies as well too, helping to augment and fulfill some of these tech roles, helping you to get into tech by working with some of these companies. Be on the lookout for something later on in 2022 from Black Heights. Okay. My Tech Best Friend approach is part technical skills and part mentorship. Career assessment with students help them find a role that matches their personality and interests. Then quarterly cohorts attend instructor-led training sessions with projects based on real-world tasks and have to assess resume help and interview prep. The cohorts last about 3 months and cost $4,000 to $5,000. Not bad. Inexpensive. There's a huge misconception that nobody's hiring entry-level people, or well, I said, by crafting resumes that play to a candidate's talents and qualifications, candidates have been able to land their first role in tech with high-paying salaries. Check her out. You want to get into tech, check her out. My tech best friend, look her up. Mary Awadeli, if I'm pronouncing that the right way. Beautiful young lady, crushing the game right now. My tech best friend. Check it out. Check it out.